Hello, this is Ashley Lucas with State Hearings ACMS support team, and this is another video to show you how to use ACMS. This video is a tutorial on how to do return calendars, and this is specifically for our county users. So here I am signed into ACMS as a county user. And what a return calendar is when the county runs their hearing queue and they submit to state hearings their disposition of all the different hearings that happened in that particular day. And what somebody here at State Hearings does is they take that return calendar and then they just double check ACMS to make sure what's in the system is what happened. And if they see any discrepancies, then they're going to go ahead and find out what happened during that day. So the first thing you're going to want to do as a county user is you're going to go to your calendars and hearings queue, and you're going to put in your hearing date. And since I'm in the training environment, I'm going to put in a whole month worth, but you're going to do this every day for your any day that you have hearings. So once you've got your date in here for your hearing day, you're going to hit that Run Report button right there, and that is going to create a report that prints out this whole combined queue. Now my recommendation is to go ahead and export this day of queue combined calendar into an Excel file, and you can easily do that by just clicking on this Excel file export button right here. And then what you're going to see is this report generation, and then it's going to ask you to open up that file. So you're going to hit open, and it's going to open that Excel file, and this is basically your hearing calendar for the day. Now I know it looks a little weird because what happens here is it takes out some of the lines that are grid lines in Excel. So I like to put those back. So I'm going to go ahead and enable editing for this Excel sheet, and then I'm just going to go ahead and put all the lines in so that we can see them all. Oops, let me highlight that and hit all the lines. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is, you can see this looks pretty much like the hearing calendar that you saw in that queue in ACMS, is I'm going to go ahead and add a column called disposition. Make it a little bit bigger. And then for each of these hearings that happens throughout the day, you're going to put in whether the hearing was hearing held, or if it got withdrawn, or if it was a non-appearance, or whatever the disposition of the case happens to be. And you're going to go ahead and do that throughout the day, and you're going to fill out each one of these hearings. And then at the end of the day, you're going to have this calendar with all these different all the different hearings that happen throughout the day, and then the disposition that you assign to each one of those. Then you're going to send this to State Hearings so that we can compare with ACMS and just make sure that what we have in the system is what you say is happening here. So convert this into, you're going to want to convert this into a PDF to send to State Hearings. So the first thing you're going to want to do is just kind of take a look and see what that looks like. If you do a file print, it's going to show you what this looks like. And you can see that that disposition column is not in there. So let's go ahead and put that in there by telling the page layout to fit it to one page wide. So do that and hit OK. And now let's go back to File and Print. And now it shows that disposition column. That looks really good. Everything looks really legible. And the next thing you're going to want to do is convert this to a PDF. So over here where it says print, for printer, a lot of people, you can just click on that and just put Adobe PDF. And then hit that print button. Then it's going to pop up with a box that says, where do you want to save this and what do you want to call it? And let's just say I'm El Dorado County, El Dorado Return Calendar for 11/18/2019, and hit save, and that's going to save it wherever you put it. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is it pops up the PDF Take a look at that. If it looks good, that's great. And then you can just close that out and close your Excel file. You can save it or not if you want. And then go back to your ACMS. So this is where your report got generated. You can close that window. And here's the Q that you printed out. Let's close that. And now you're going to send that PDF that you just made to state hearings. So you're going to come over to the top where it says Tracking Inbox, hover, slide down to where it says Return Calendar Submission, and hover over that. And that pops up this calendar, this menu item that says New Return Calendar Submission. Then you can fill out the hearing date that you had just completed, which was the 18th. And this is for El Dorado County. And then the different modalities that were in this, one or more. Then you can browse and find that PDF that you just made, which is this one. And then hit save. And that is all there is to it for return calendars. And we really appreciate those return calendars getting back to us within 24 hours of the hearing date. So the next day or very early the second day would be wonderful. Double check those PDFs to make sure that those PDFs are legible to our calendars person so that they can take a look at that. And if there is a discrepancy from a disposition that you had put in your return calendar and from what a judge has put into ACMS, we'll contact you and find out what's happening. And we'll also contact the judge just to make sure everything is all correct. All right, and that concludes my tutorial on how to do a return calendar for county users in ACMS. If you do have any questions regarding this video or how to do a return calendar, you can contact the ACMS team at acms@dss.ca.gov. Thank you for viewing this tutorial, and please check out our other tutorial videos on ACMS. Bye-bye.